Hello everyone! Will you guess where I am? I'll give you a clue. I'm not sure if that helps too many of you, but I think some of you might guess. I am back at the historic dockyards of Chatham because there's so much left to see and show you, and today I want to visit and share some info about a very special ship. It's called the HMS Cavalier. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it was an amazing warship that was commissioned towards the end of the Second World War. But let's go and see it. There's a little map. For those of you who have not seen previous videos I filmed here, I would recommend you to go back on the list and check them out, because I give proper details and history of the formation of the dockyard and the other things that happened here, including a really interesting one about the ropery. So yeah, check it out. Now, before we go on board the HMS Cavalier, I want to show you very quickly two of the other important ships that you can see here. There's this beauty, the HMS Ocelot, an absolutely gorgeous submarine. If you want to visit it inside, you need to book a time slot when you enter. She was launched in 1962, if I remember correctly, and served during the Cold War until its decommissioning in 1991. And then on the other side, to my right, is the HMS Gannet, an absolute beauty of a ship from the late Victorian era, which was both a steam and a sail ship. I have filmed a video about each of these separately, so make sure you check those out. But now, let's make our way to the third beauty which awaits us there. There she is. I would call her a sleeping warship, a lone survivor of a vanished era. More than just steel and rivets, she is living history, and I'm going to try and tell you more about her as we visit. But first, let's go to the other side as well. I want to show you this part specifically because I'll mention it later. It's relevant why she was built like this. Well, look at her, absolutely beautiful. But let me start her story. She was commissioned in 1944 and was built for speed, endurance and combat. One of the CA-class destroyers, she entered service during the final phase of the Second World War, and it was designed to protect convoys, hunt submarines and escort larger ships through perilous waters. Now, destroyers were known as the greyhounds of the sea. They were fast, maneuverable, and often the first into danger. The HMS Cavalier served in the Arctic, escorting convoys to the Soviet Union, missions so dangerous that even Winston Churchill once called them the worst journey in the world. These operations meant bracing icy storms, and that's why I wanted you to see the front. It could break through the ice. It drew pitch black nights and constant threats from German U-boats and aircraft. After the war, the Cavalier continued to serve through the 1950s and 1960s, and it got modernized along the way. and eventually was posted to the Far East during the Indonesian confrontation. And her career spanned nearly 3 decades before she was finally decommissioned in 1972. But she was not forgotten. I'm gonna go around it so we can go aboard. And in the meantime, I'll try to keep my camera on her and tell you some more. That thanks to a passionate campaign by veterans and naval enthusiasts, she was saved from the scrapyard. And today, as you can see, she's here at Chatham Dockyard, and she's preserved as a national memorial to the 11,000 men of the Royal Navy's destroyer fleet who lost their lives during the Second World War. And this was also commemorated by this memorial. I'll show it to you properly, which was unveiled rather in 2007 by Prince Philip. It's called the Destroyer Memorial. Just try to include it properly. And this was, as I said, honoring the 11,000 men lost alongside the 142 Royal Navy destroyers. It's absolutely beautifully done. Let me just show you some close-ups. Some really heart-wrenching scenes. Just even the detail of the facial expressions is amazing. Look at that. Reaching to save. While these ships are absolutely fascinating when you think about the actual stuff they went through and those who served on them, it's, I don't know, well, beyond moving. I'm not tall enough to reach up there, but oopsie, you get the gist of it. There we go, one more time to see it fully. That's a picture of her at sea. And at the back of the memorial we have some of the names inscribed. Some parts of her we won't see only from here, but let's board. They're sharing the story of her. I know some of it, so I'm gonna try and tell you a few about the more important missions she served on. You can see more about its construction and about life on board. And we go up this way. Let me just show you the side bits before we completely get on. She's massive. She's the largest of the three here. And on. Massive cannon. This is as far as you're allowed to go. I just want to include everything for you to see. That's where the chains that hold the anchors get rolled up and down. Looks like it might rain. Please hold it for another hour or two. Now let me tell her quickly about her first mission. In February-March 1945, the Cavalier was dispatched from Scapa Flow to reinforce convoy RA-64, which had been badly battered by U-boat and Luftwaffe attacks, plus hurricane force winds and ice. And despite the extreme weather, she helped round out the scattered convoy, and 31 of the 34 merchant ships reached the Clyde safely, earning her the prestigious Arctic 1945 Battle Honor. I'm going to show you some of the corridors and chambers. We are allowed to go through a part of it, so I'm very curious. Look, some of the bunk beds. I know that look very, very tight, but look at the distance between them. I'm a small person, but even I find that a bit tight. Wow. Some portholes. I like the color they have picked for her. Now which way? Oh, you can go inside. The first lieutenant's cabin. Let's have a quick look. Well, it's tight, but at least you had more than half a meter space between where you lay your head and the next person. There's even a photograph of someone's wife. You can see the shaving kit, the bits they might have had. There's a sink and a bucket. And there's the honor I mentioned earlier. Oh, I can hear all the radio. Oh, what's here? This is the CEO's day cabin. Okay. Let's have a quick look. We are not allowed to go in, so I'm leaning in as much as I can. Can you see? There we go. A little library, maps and plans and plotting. And you can see the thingy, or what do you call it? You know what I mean. Okay. Assume this is like, that's the wardrobe pantry. Okay. Again, very tight, and you can see a million cables running up and down. Okay. And let's step into the wardrobe. Oops. This is pretty cool.
On way ahead, asked the Cavalier's captain, as the officer of the watch checks the bearing of her rival HMS Rapid.
There's a lot of interesting things here, but because the film is on, I am afraid not to have copyrighted material.
HMS Cavalier is working very hard.
And this is pretty cool.
At this stage in the race, it's like the room where they're doing proper.
Okay, on the documentary they were showing there, they're mentioning an interesting event I wanted actually to share with you, which happened much later, so we are jumping around in history. It is a famed challenge with HMS Rapid on the 6th of July 1971, when the Cavalier reached 31.8 knots, narrowly beating the Rapid by just 30 yards over a 64-mile run. And this way she claimed her title as the fastest ship in the fleet. And on the documentary you could actually see the race. Now, I need to put my camera away because I need to jump down there. Woo! That's a steep one. Okay, I'll see you down there. Okay, so I came down from there. And down here, I think we will get to see some of the engine rooms. Sorry, I'm just spinning around Oh, look at that. Zillions of little buttons, and all of them had a purpose. Continue through that corridor, but I keep on getting distracted by the cables and stuff above me. It reminds me of the cables I saw in India. Obviously this is properly organized, but for some reason that's what comes up when I remember Delhi and the never-ending cables hanging over us. Compressed air breathing apparatus and the officers' heads. And the bathroom. Now this is not something I expected, because after visiting the submarine where they did not even have showers and they were cooped in for months on end, there was only bucket service. This is some luxury, and I did not think that they would have it. What's next? It's one of the cabins. It's interesting. I'm back to the zillions of cables. And part of the engine room. Gunnery control. Interesting. Let's go see what's on the other side. This is the cruise toilets. And the sit-down toilets in there. Okay, there's quite a few. And a very long corridor coming up. More of the loos. Oh, the bridge wireless office. There we go. We have a Morse code table, which was necessary. On the other side, it's the cruise bathroom. I think we can go in. They even put splashy noises. I hope there's no one taking a shower. Okay, interesting. Lots of splashiness. Okay, they've included posters from the 1940s, like recruiting, national service needs you, the typical British keep calm and carry on, and so forth. Okay, there's some books, mini library. Oh, more bathrooms. What's this? Broadcasting chamber, I don't know. And gas mask. Not just gas mask, I think it's a whole safety set. The canteen. Okay, let's have a quick look here. Oh, you had to buy things. Interesting. Nescafe, cigarettes, beer. What else? Milky Way. Cream tomato soup. Cream chicken soup. Imperial leather talc and other things. Different tobacco. Washing powder. Okay, they're selling tobacco, but there's a sign of no smoking or naked lights. Interesting. Okay. I think maybe we can go around it. Okay, that's the ship's office. There's loads more I want to tell you about the history of it, but I am so distracted by the things I'm seeing that everything's just jumped out of my head. There's some lockers. And I need to keep checking that I'm stepping over things and not crashing and falling over. Oh. Can see some hammocks. Oh. Okay. It looks like this is the dining room. Oh. But also used as a bedroom. I suppose everything had multi-purpose because you had to use up space wisely. Really cool. Grog, a dilution of rum with water. Okay. We have some of the dead heads, paints. And that has dead eyes. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired. And as I said, it's like trying to film and at the same time trying to take it all in. Messes up with your brain sometimes. But you know what I mean. Okay, again, this is an example of how close the beds were. Like, really, it's half a meter between them. I'm not a claustrophobic person, but I think I would find that challenging. I have lived in boarding schools and somebody was sleeping above me, but we had more space than they did on this ship. Oh, there's even a game. More lockers. And let's continue this way. Little porthole. Okay. Do I need to go back this way now? Oh yeah, because it's a one direction thing. They're blocking us from hopping all over the place. Okay, I'll see you up there. Oh, before I go up, just wanted to show you this phone. How cool is that? I assume you're doing that.
Go this way.
Pick up the thingy. Right, came up from there. Let me show you what else is here. It's interesting how they crammed in beds everywhere possible. See? The tiniest space, but they used it up. What might you be? Something for hoisting.
You alright? Anything?
No, I'm
Right.
yeah,
Fridge.
Have a good day, everyone.
Now that bike I just showed you, that is a post bike. I asked one of the people who work here, and I've been told that that was the bike they used every time they docked. Somebody was in charge to go and get the post and take their post and deal with it at the local post office. How cool is that? I did not even think of how the post worked at that time. Okay, now I'm not Spider-Woman, so I can't jump over. I will need to go down that way. So we get to explore the other parts of the ship. There's loads more to it. This is quite a large one, as you could see before I boarded it. And I'm down. Let's see what's here. And in the meantime, I need to remember to tell you more about its history. Oh, I think this is... I came down from there before and went round. Okay, let's go this way then. Kitchen. Can I get up? Yep. Ooh. It's like a never-ending maze. I'm sure that when you were freshly posted on it, they would get lost for a while until they got their bearings and got used to it. There's a massive kettle for hot water to make tea. More of the kitchen and the ovens. I can imagine how hot it was here for cooks. Can see a lifeboat coming up. The diving store. Oh, cool. That's really cool. Large cylinders and pressure gauges and all sorts. Now I'm slowing down a bit and I'm gonna jump back in history, back to 1945. After the rescue mission I mentioned to you a while back, still in early 1945, the Cavalier took part in 3 separate operations off Norway. One of them was called Selenium, when they were attacking enemy shipping. The other operation was called Shred, when they provided fighter cover for minesweeping. And the next operation, Ground Sheet, was an aircraft mine laying operation. And all these high-risk missions placed her in constant danger, as you can imagine. And there is that bell. Oops! Oh dear, I almost fell over something. There's the bell that you keep on hearing. People just can't help themselves not to bang it or toll it or whatever you say. So let's do the same. My ears! Now this ship has a good bell story, which I wanted to tell you, but I'll tell it later. But it's not this particular bell, and that's why I'm looking on the inside of it. Following the Norway missions. Oh, I had to stop to include her name. There we go. The Cavalier escorted some of the iconic ocean liners like Queen Mary, Queen Elizabeth and the Aquitania across the Atlantic during their massive World War II troop movements. So She was a very, very useful ship indeed. Let's go all the way to the end. Wow, that's some serious gun machinery. I'll let you read it. And let's go around and see the front of it. There it is. I assume they could shoot planes down with this, but I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about these killing machines. Okay. I can't go any further, but you can see the, oh, what do you call it, the thingy that blocks it into the dock, keeps the water out, and the river Medway just across. And right now, so the river looks much smaller than it really is. It is a tidal river, so it goes up and down twice a day. The rest of the dock around us. There's so many bits and bobs, and just there's this huge crane. We've seen another one by the HMS Gannet last time. This looks like a sister of it, which was loading and unloading cargo. Now I'm gonna try and go around it. I just got distracted rather, looking down, and look what I spotted down there. First I got a fright, but then I realized that it's only a dolly. It's a baby doll that somehow ended up in the water, and it's floating with the greenery there. Now, some other duties of this ship. After VE Day, she was sent to the Pacific, but the war ended before she saw any action there. So instead, in late 1945, she helped with the occupation of Surabaya in Java and provided some withering naval gunfire against the Indonesian nationalists who refused to surrender. And then early next year, in 46, she was deployed to India. Amidst unrest, she joined a flotilla visiting the West Coast ports to help suppress the Royal Indian Navy's mutiny and to help restore the colonial order briefly before returning to the UK. Over a decade later, in 1958, the Cavalier was assigned to the Grapple Squadron at Christmas Island to help patrol the area during the British nuclear tests, which kind of ushered her into an era of atomic age naval operations, something very different. 4 years later, at the end of 1962, during the Indonesian confrontation, she raced at high speed to Brunei and embarked the Queen's Own Highlanders, the troops, the vehicles, stores and everything, and served as a communications headquarters, while the crew guarded the captured rebels, showing her multi-role flexibility. I am muddling up and getting tongue-tied. Now something else interesting that happened to her. In May 1964, she collided with the tanker Bergen in the English Channel and lost her bow. Fortunately, there were no casualties, and she was patched up in Portsmouth and towed stern first, fitted with a new bow in Devonport, and later she got modernized. I'm losing the light. In 1970, whilst on a plane guard exercise, she assisted a burning coaster called St. Brendan amid a force 10 gale, and despite the dire conditions, her crew secured a tow line, and the transcript later awarded them £11,000 in salvage money. Next year came the fastest ship race in 1971 that I mentioned to you whilst we were looking through its insides. So I'm really sorry, I'm tired and I'm forgetting everything. And I'm back here because I need to go back that way. There's no way that the way I was. Where was I? What came next? Oh yeah. In 1977, due to efforts led by Lord Mountbatten, she was purchased by the Cavalier Trust for £65,000, and unusually she retained the right to fly the white ensign and keep the prefix HMS, which is traditionally reserved only for commissioned ships. And after several relocations, she reached Chatham Dockyard on the 23rd of May 1988 and was open to the public by spring 2001. And I am filming in late summer of 2025, so it's been going on for over 2 decades now, and I'm pretty sure that a ton of people, including kids, were fascinated to see this boat as well as many other interesting things here in the dockyard. Right, I came back up, and I don't think you're allowed to go all the way to the top, but I'll check. Yep, do not enter to the very upper deck. Just spotted this. I paused them before, but I just realized that these are the shells that would go in here. I hope I'm right. But that's what I'm figuring, because they're quite close to each other. Another one of those funky phones. Okay, I'm back here. Well, I don't want to get off before I tell you a quick story about one of the practices of the crew here on board. When I showed you the bell that everyone is ringing, and it's not that original one, because in the original one the ship's bell was used as a baptismal font. The crew members would invert it, fill it with holy water, and baptize the babies born to the sailors at sea, and then inscribe the child's name inside the bell. That's why I was trying to look inside, but that also looked quite small. So just wanted to mention this, as this ritual shows how deeply personal life aboard was. Even amidst freezing seas, battle honors and long deployments, the crew wove their families' lives into the ship's identity. And we need to exit. Oops. Well, this was utterly interesting to me, and I hope it was to you as well. And I hope that through some of the stories and historical facts I have shared, I managed to bring to life somewhat the HMS Cavalier's incredible resilience. She survived Arctic storms, combat patrols, nuclear test zones, and modern rescue missions. From wartime heroics to post-war diplomacy, and now as a living memorial, her steel tells a rich story that's worth sharing. And once again, I'm repeating myself, but if you have the opportunity to come towards this side of Kent, which is not too far. It's, I think, about 45 minutes from Victoria by a fast train. It's a bit longer with other trains, and then it's quite a walk from the train station to get to the dockyard, but it's worth it. There's a lot to see. It's a great family day out or friends day out or whatever you want to do, or by yourself. You will not be bored. And if you can't make it here, I will try to show you everything bit by bit, as the tickets, once purchased, they're valid for a year, so I will be coming back a few more times before my year is off. I have already filmed a few videos here at the Chatham dockyard about the submarine and the other boat, HMS Cavalier, so make sure you check those out. Also a really cool one about the ropery and rope making, and there will be others. Right, that's it. Now from just beside the beautiful HMS Cavalier, have a lovely day everyone, until the next wandering. Bye!